With the long legacies German automakers have, one would expect the electrical revolution of the auto industry to come from Germany. However, it took a young American startup to make the world take electric vehicles seriously. But how did Tesla manage to soundly beat the whole German car industry in so short a period of time? This is the story of how Tesla just defeated the totality of the German car industry. Everybody knows the Mercedes-Benz brand, the company that makes luxury cars that symbolize wealth and prestige worldwide. Despite their hefty price tags, this brand sold nearly 2.5 million vehicles in 2020. These were apart from the many trucks its parent company Daimler sold under its 5 brands in the same year, pulling in a massive $43 billion in revenue. This company has roots going as far back as the turn of the 19th century. Its fellow German company BMW is another famed car brand that also plays in the luxury category. It finished 2020 with more than 2.3 million vehicles shipped globally across all its brands. This automaker has been going strong since it started production in Munich in 1916. Rounding off the German trio is Volkswagen, which delivered 9.3 million cars in 2020, dwarfing the 2 other companies. It pulled in a massive 223 billion euros in revenue, even though its deliveries fell by about 15%. Volkswagen, known for its iconic Beetle car, is the parent company of popular brands like Audi and Porsche. It started operations in Berlin in 1937. Volkswagen's Wolfsburg plant churns out more than 800,000 cars annually. Despite all this history and achievement, Tesla, an American startup less than 20 years old, struck terror in the heart of the whole German car industry when it decided to set up a plant in Berlin. It is one thing to be hammered by Tesla from overseas, and it is another to have Tesla come to where you have home advantage to step up the onslaught. This singular act of defiance of taking the fight to their home turf has set Germany on edge, with the CEO of Volkswagen, Herbert Diess, warning his compatriots that Tesla stands to disrupt the status quo if they all maintain their complacent attitude. He also warned of impending doom for auto workers, who he said would lose thousands of jobs if they did not step up to the challenge of electrification of the auto industry. This foresight has landed the CEO in hot water, but Diess's words are a dire prediction that is already coming true. Diess is worried about the future of automaking in Germany due to the closer, threatening presence of Tesla. He told his workers he was concerned about the iconic Wolfsburg plant, and whether their children and grandchildren will be able to work there gave him sleepless nights. That would have been unimaginable 5 years ago, but with renewed interest in electric vehicles and climate action coming out of the pandemic, Diess has more than enough reasons to be worried by his industry's inability to adapt fast in the EV world that Tesla is changing rapidly. At this point, it is clear Tesla is out-innovating the rest of the German auto industry, and like Diess warns, the German automakers have to make big and fundamental changes if they should stand a chance to catch up with Tesla. It might have been subtle, but Musk's words, while pleading for talents to work in the brand new Giga Berlin, were a shot at the German car makers. He said he feared Tesla would not be able to find enough competent hands in Germany to man Giga Berlin, and invited workers from all over the world to make up for the shortage. Musk is, in effect, indicting one of the leading centers of innovation in the automobile industry in the last decade of not being able to produce 12,000 skilled workers for his company. Is Musk exaggerating in this plea for qualified workers? Well, Musk has said manufacturing would become Tesla's main advantage, so let's compare Tesla's production with Volkswagen's. While many people used to ding the quality of Tesla's cars as they praised its software, range, and acceleration, that is now a thing of the past, as attested to by Diess, who points out Tesla wants to make 500,000 cars with only 7,000 workers in Giga Berlin. In contrast, Volkswagen's plant in Wolfsburg needs 65,000 workers and 5,000 robots to produce 800,000 vehicles annually. Even comparing electric to electric, Volkswagen shows signs of what might be the case of too many cooks spoiling the broth, or simply gross production deficiency. For example, it takes Volkswagen 30 hours to make an electric car at its Zwickau plant, while Tesla will build a car from start to finish in just 10 hours in Giga Berlin. Tesla will produce 90 units per hour in one line. While Volkswagen struggles to bring its production time down to 20 hours, it is clear Musk has a point in begging for overseas workers to staff its ultra-modern Berlin factory. It makes sense then that Dice sounds an alarm for his workforce and the rest of the German auto industry to step up or get steamrolled by Tesla. Volkswagen has vowed to catch up with Tesla in electric vehicle production. To achieve this, the CEO has floated the idea of reducing its number of workers for more efficient production. Volkswagen has also committed to building a world-class EV factory in Wolfsburg and is spending billions of dollars building battery production plants in imitation of Tesla. However, the signs show that Tesla is establishing itself as a leader in German auto industry, even though it is yet to produce a single car in Germany. To start with, Tesla now owns the best-selling car in Europe, regardless of whether it is electric or not. Its Model 3 sold the most in September, even more than the Volkswagen Golf. This is why the German automaker is shaking in its boots, because Tesla imported all the cars into Europe. Now, what happens when Tesla starts making cars in Giga Berlin? The destruction will be total. Tesla will make 500,000 cars in a single plant in Berlin, not far from the 800,000 capacity Volkswagen spent decades to achieve at its Wolfsburg plant. There is no doubt Dice is following the developments at Giga Berlin closely because of the ease with which he quotes figures concerning the new plant. Clearly, Dice is keeping his enemies closer. Dice points out another significant difference between Tesla and the German auto industry: software updates. He said software updates were part of everyday life for Tesla owners, while congratulating his own software team for establishing a 12 weeks update cycle. Dice mentions another advantage Tesla has over the German auto industry. Tesla is having a blast on the stock market, with the highest capitalization for the auto industry and one of the highest in the world. This gives Tesla access to virtually unlimited cash to fund its expansion. The battery plant attached to Giga Berlin will churn out an impressive quantity of Tesla's new 4680 battery packs. As a living testimony to Tesla's influence on the German auto industry, it has already started drawing other companies into Germany in anticipation of the extensive supply chain its Giga Berlin needs to maintain operation. An example is a lithium processing company, Rocktech Lithium, based in Canada, building a plant close to Giga Berlin with enough annual production to build 500,000 cars. In connection with its battery production, Tesla even got the lion's share of Germany's incentives for spurring battery production in the country, despite being a foreign company. German companies need to do far better and act faster if they hope to catch up with Tesla. This is because while Tesla is undoubtedly in the lead in EVs, it is not staying still regarding innovation. For example, its new 4680 battery features major improvements, including reduced production cost, weight, better range, and improved safety. But Tesla is already moving on from the skateboard electric vehicle platform it pioneered to structural batteries that improve its car's rigidity. How is the German auto industry responding to the Tesla challenge? If the case of Volkswagen is an indication, Tesla has nothing to fear. Dice, who has sounded the warning and is at least trying to catch up with Tesla, is currently fighting for his job. Reports show he has ruffled more than a few feathers with his insistence on more efficient electric vehicle production, and he is facing a vote of no confidence by the board of directors. Perhaps Dice will benefit from keeping a close tab on Tesla in Germany, as that increasingly looks like his future workplace. Tell us what you think of Tesla soundly beating the German auto industry in the comments.